Well, we're here tonight. Another Sunset Sunday. Another crazy week, crazy everything. Getting over the RNC's convention. And then we had another shock in the entertainment world. I can't believe that Chadwick Boseman passed away, man.
Yeah, man.
That's getting on the rim of almost like when I was a kid when Bruce Lee died. And then when Kobe died, and you know, this is
Right.
like near the end of the beginning of the year and the end of the year, we've been having all these stars leaving like, you know, droves. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this year. I don't know anything to say. I mean, it's just been one of them years that it's been, I'm be honest with you, it's been nothing but problematic on all levels.
Exactly.
I mean, from us trying to do something with business, technology, it's just been a problem. And you know, a lot of people are tired. I know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little tired of it too. From the standpoint of trying to do stuff, but we still gotta make sure that's what we're here to do. But damn, just to get on some damn, you know, using technology, it's like, are we in war with some demons? They don't want you to do this or do that.
Right.
There's something going on.
Right.
Well, like I said, we were here to talk about a few things. We just got through with day 4. What do you think about what's been going on with this zero rejection 5-day challenge that we've been on? What's your thoughts on it?
I think they're on the right track with this. You know, as far as prospecting, you know, I'm kind of either way with that. But as far as us in branding yourselves and knowing and building your audience, yeah, that's something I'm all for that, because on day 3 yesterday, when Jim was talking about, he was talking about, you don't have to be, you know, surplus or philosophize everything to your audience. You want to reach your audience where they're at. You don't have to make it sound so grandiose or anything like that, because, you know, you just want to keep it simple. You want to keep it relatable. And that's something I can definitely identify with. I mean, if there's something down the road you want to engage with, that's fine. But as far as building a rapport with your audience, yeah, you do want to meet them where they're at.
Were you was on Wednesday night's training, were you? With Aaron?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
And I had mentioned something in the chat on the training about, they were talking about somewhere talking about, she mentioned cross line and up lines and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Mentioned, and they mentioned, and then Brian mentioned, I said, y'all guys gonna have to watch with people in these network marketing companies. Erin had no idea of what we were talking about, really. She doesn't come from that time period where, and you know, and what I'm getting into is like, you know, everybody was always talking about how everybody copied off of Amway. Yeah. You know, Amway's a godfather, all the network marketing companies, all the network marketing things. I almost got into it, but I said, no, this is not the time, or we don't have the time to get there and to understand what I'm saying. I think Brian had a little bit in understanding what I was saying. Aaron, that went straight over her head. She said,
was
well,
like,
why is that a problem? Well, it is a problem. See, a lot of people who've gotten into the network marketing direction, whatever you want to call it, don't.
That when we were first start, well, I can't speak to your experience, but I know when we were first starting, that was like, if you cross line, you were like,
Yeah, it was the same thing. I had the same experience.
Yeah,
I had that same experience.
mm-hmm.
My question about what always was that, well, when y'all have all these different events, you got everybody from everywhere coming there. Your cross line, upline, and whatever. You think people ain't gonna talk? See,
Right.
Even before the internet came about, I had a problem with that because I'm saying, you telling people, this is the issue I'm still having with everybody in this network marketing thing, and even somewhat with MLSP. These guys, when I first joined them, I joined them for a specific reason.
Mm-hmm.
And now they kind of talk in terms of, if you listen closely, everybody says maybe you read. No, I'm not reading into anything. Words are powerful when you're talking to an audience out there, like we're talking to an audience like here. When we always talking about, okay, these network marketing companies are not your business. You got to build a list because that's the only thing that you have truly as yours. All that being said, but then you turn around and say, my company. It's like you refer to whatever company that you're affiliated with. Notice I use the term affiliated because I don't look at them as my company. They say, oh, you guys, when you sign that paper, you're just a rep. Well, if you're just a rep, if you're just whatever, why do you still, and I don't know if they catch this or not, why do you still refer to them as your company?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're not your company. You don't own them. You didn't start it. You don't have any say so, but what they have you selling. Okay, some of y'all don't even have a control of the price point. Okay, this is where they need to really start focusing on truly what this whole industry is about. It's not to knock the industry, but the industry is a little bit backwards because they come from a mindset still of not having the reps control of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is why I said, somebody asked the question, well, why would I try to target network marketers just because they understand the industry? They may understand the industry to a point, but they don't understand it from a standpoint that they're just a rep and they're not a business owner. The biggest problem people are going to find out, I wish there was somewhere I could sit down with them guys or privately say, look, man, you guys, I understand what you're trying to do, but at the end of the day, people in the industry are still told to do A, B, and Z. Chase people, do this and do that. There are some people in the network marketing industry are never going to change from the mindset of yesteryear. They still believe, and it's like, regardless of what we're doing now, you can't chase people around. You can't have hotel meetings. You can't have none of these things because everything ain't open back up like it should. Mm-hmm. Everybody is very cautious about meeting people about everything. The pandemic has proved that online marketing and sales and everything has been a change thing for 20-something years. It's taken a pandemic for everybody to really understand that. Okay. What's the problem I still see is they're tripping over each other's message. To me, you got to be very clear. They talking about like today. You got to be very clear on the target audience that you are hitting to. Well, you got to be very clear and deliberate, telling these people you are just a rep. It is not your company. You gotta get out of the mindset of your account. I like Erin, but she still is in that mindset. She makes that mistake of saying my company. Yeah, she may make you may make $100,000 in the industry, but you're gonna run into some people in network marketing. You may get them in trouble because some of them don't allow cross-line, upline, and whatever stuff.
Right, and they are dogmatic about that too.
Yeah, and you got to make sure these people find out. Just because you don't know about it, you need to find out. See, a lot of people don't have any history about the industry. They only got history from people that sponsored them that maybe only been in it 3 to 5 years. And that's because they've come into it when there was an internet and social media. We came into it when there was none of that.
Right.
Okay, there was none of that. This is the biggest problem I kept when we talked with some of the people in we said, you got to talk to people from the standpoint of which they worked then and to which they are working now. There are two different eras of communication, ways of doing things. Yeah, there are going to be baseline ways of doing things, but it's going to be the tools, the methods are all evolving and changing. Until we start getting that clear to the message, people are going to struggle because they still got this mindset that everybody needs your product, and everybody don't need your product. Everybody that goes from Nu Skin to Herbalife to Shaklee to Amway to all these folks think that their product are the best products in the world. Fine. But until somebody you come across as a problem that you can solve, it doesn't matter. Anybody can sell all Herbalife, all these products probably can help anybody with anything. Okay, because especially if you're in health and wealth, everybody's into, more energy, more better health, especially baby boomers and Gen X, because they're at the age of retirement, want to take care of themselves and all that other stuff. And like they're saying, what is it that you have? And this is what they do not share in network marketing. Everybody's on the same talking point, saying the same thing. So what is going to make you differentiate from the next rep that you're trying to sell online or wherever from the other rep? Why should that person buy from you and not from this person? Now, I don't agree that you can find some of these things online, because everything ain't online. And some people will get in trouble for trying to sell things. Like with Amway, you can't find a lot of Amway products outside the Amway business model.
Right.
Okay? A lot of people don't understand that. Okay. And if you do find it, they probably are not going to be as quality. What people don't understand about Amway is that Amway's exclusive products are not sold outside of the realm of Amway. You can either buy them through a customer or a rep. That's the only way you're supposed to be able to buy them. That's why the reps in Amway need to learn to market. If you're gonna be so exclusive, with your products and service, then even more so, you're gonna have to learn to market yourself and those products and services that solve a problem to any particular person. And until that happens, if you're dealing with all that exclusivity, you're going to struggle, because you're putting some limits on people. You can't sell them here. You can't do it. So the biggest problem, instead of prospecting people, you're going to have to learn to market to people. And like I said, there's a difference between marketing and prospecting. People have not learned that there's a difference. Okay. Now, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight also, but also I wanted to talk about, I got in a conversation a long time ago about a lot of people don't understand what passive income is. And I got into this thing with this guy talking about, okay, how do you have passive income? I said, well, first of all, you just don't have passive income. You have to create passive income. And he said, well, you mean you have to create? How's it passive if you got to create it? Well, ain't nothing free. You have to create either through systems, some kind of tools or stuff to create, that's going to be through an ongoing process of either moving products, where it exchanges it for money that you get a percentage back. Once you have a bunch of these type of systems set up, that's where people make money. And like, I'll use a prime example. Passive income was for the guys, the people that were on A Different World, okay? As long as that show was running, wherever it was ran, they got paid.
Mm-hmm.
The Cosby Show, the same thing. Now in Hollywood, those shows usually, to get syndicated and to create that passive income, they had to run at least 4 seasons. Okay, they get paid every time it shows. Another thing about passive income is the people who got movies that run now on in the movie theater, or if they're running reruns somewhere, and especially now with streaming, those actors that were in movies maybe 10 years, 15 years ago, 10, 5, they're still getting paid for that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
That's,
even
go ahead.
even songwriters, and prime example, Dolly Parton song, "I Will Always Love You." Yeah, Whitney Houston, as Dolly Parton said, Whitney Houston made it her own song,
but she
Dolly Parton wrote it, and she's still gonna get paid.
She's gonna get paid for it. Right.
And
royalties.
Yeah, to my understanding, those royalty residuals, they last. And now my information may be a little bit dated because this was like 5 years ago I last saw it. But those royalty checks, they still come to the estate 70 years after the songwriter's death.
That means both the people who benefit from Whitney Houston probably singing it and Dolly Parton are getting paid.
Yes.
That's what you call residual based income, because it has to be set up through a creation of a system that you did, and then it has to be an ongoing thing where it pays you. This is where people don't understand. You don't just get residual income. You have to do some work. We go back to doing work, people. Okay? Understand, you have to create systems, placements, tools, or whatever that creates these residual based incomes, be it like we're talking about royalties through music, the movies, systems. I get royalties for members in MLSP. I get royalties from whatever runs through any other things that I've done. Books that I wrote, that I've written or write, that's then I get paid from that, people who buy. Those are the type of systems you set up. This is how the rich stay rich, because they have systems that work for them. Just like the Wall Street. You buy into stocks, that is an ongoing royalty passive income. If you'd have bought Apple back in the 80s, what it was, $7 and something cent a share, you'd have been a multimillionaire today and still getting paid, because you bought and invested money into that stock. That's royalty passive income. The problem with most people today, when they struggle in today's life, is because, I'm gonna go back to the JOB, what we call just over broke. Why is it just over broke? 2 reasons. If you're being paid hourly, you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, but in between that time that you're not working, you're not making no money.
Right.
Your money, your income stops. On the weekend, your income stops. Now, contrary to what you want to believe, you guys, you people that are on a salary, you're kind of even in a worse situation, because no matter how long you work, you don't get no overtime. You may get incentives at the end of the year, but you're at a set salary and you're not making no money when you're sitting at home. You set at a salary that you get paid every month that calculates what your salary is at the end of the fiscal year. Both systems of income are detrimental to people because you still got passive bills. Okay, you got ongoing bills.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if you're sleeping, not working, if you got a water bill, electric bill, cable bill. They don't ask you if you want cable or light this month. They send you the bill. Now, if you don't pay that shit, they cut your shit off. Okay? But they don't come and ask you, are you going to re-up and what they have a light bill or gas bill, electric bill, or whatever. Those bills come every month, regardless if you got the money or not. So doesn't it make sense if you got residual bills that you should have residual income to cover them? And you should have more residual income than your residual bills. It's like if you got insurance on your car, same thing. You making a car note, same thing. You got a mortgage on that house, condo, whatever, same thing. You don't pay that shit. This is what people are struggling right now because they have no income because their income is based on their activity. Okay? When you depend on your income based on your own activity, not by where you can make money while you sleep, you're setting yourself up to fail. Okay? Because you can lose that activity through health issues, being fired, whatever, the job loses you, you lose the job, whatever. And until you start understanding from that standpoint, you are in a vulnerable state, actively working, and depending on that. Even if you're retired, your retirement is based off of whatever you invested during your 30 or 40 years working wherever, and most people are not staying. Oh, they're cooking outside. She's on fire. Most people are not staying at any places to acquire retirement. Right. So if you're not at a place, haven't been at a place long enough to get retirement, you got one or two things. You're either going to work till you drop dead, or you better be thinking about setting up and learn to invest, to acquire other streams of income, or start a home-based business to start acquiring that kind of stream of income. That's the choice you got in this society right now. And right now, your active income at a job is very nil because we're in a health crisis that we don't know when's going to end. So the only way, the two things that you got to help you is to start something of your own or start to learn how to invest in the stock market in some way. There's no other choice. I'm not going to candy coat anything. You got those two choices now that where we're at in society. And like what they were talking about with this 5-day challenge thing, social media is a great way to start that, but you got to know what you want, where you want to go, and how you want to go to attract those people who want the same thing. I've always said the reason why I got into business was because I wanted to sleep till I was done. I bet you there are pretty much people out there right now who hate to be woken up. I would like to see some people engage with us and say something about, isn't it unhealthy? Don't that feel funny? Or isn't it unnatural to have to be woken up by a alarm clock? That's unnatural, folks. It is unnatural to have to be woken up by an alarm clock. Hell, that might be the reason why some people have a heart attack at 6 or 7 because they're in a deep sleep or something. Something happened.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just don't know. And is this an unnatural way to have to wake up? You're already stressed having to go to somebody's plantation. So why do you now you got that added on to you saying that I gotta wake up at so-and-so time to go down, almost try to go down whatever, coffee, breakfast. And you do the same thing when you get a lunch break. What they give you, half an hour, 45 minutes. You work 8 fucking hours and that's all they want to give you to have lunch? Because they're paying you by the hour, they want you back. I mean, people really think about this. You stress on the freeway, going to a job, you don't feel like going to. You get in traffic. People think about this. Wow, next door neighbor, they got a fire going. You're stressing that you're gonna be late and then you're gonna be docked for 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. Okay? Then they want to reprimand you on that being late for that because of babysitting there couldn't go, got caught in traffic or whatever. They want to even reprimand you when you know there's 900 inches of snow and ain't no way in hell, no matter what time you leave, you ain't gonna get there on time. And they want to be on your shit, talking shit about, well, why you late? Well, motherfucker, do you see what's out here? I mean, you really? I mean, I'm just remembering some things back in the day when I was in my 20s. I used to work at the Huntington downtown. I had to walk over this the Broad Street Bridge. Had to be there at 6 o'clock morning. So I'm walking over the Broad Street Bridge between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, especially in the wintertime. It's dark as fuck outside. It's still dark. Even though I got up at 3 o'clock, I get off at 3 o'clock, I had to get up probably at 4:45 or 4:30.
Right.
That is not natural to get up when you go to bed in the dark and then I get up to go to some job that don't pay shit. I mean, people, we need to really think about those situations. I know you need to pay bills. Don't get, everybody throws this issue. I gotta pay bills. We understand that. That's not our point to you. We're trying to get you to think outside of where you're at, the possibility of doing something else to get you out of it. Now, if you gotta want to leave the situation. You can't always get caught up on whether you gotta pay bills. We all gotta pay bills. Some way, some form. That's a given. So what? What are you gonna do if that job, let's say, if that job decides to leave you? You still gotta pay bills. See, somebody named Jennifer, I don't know who it is, Instagram. Somebody always wants to take control of you on what kind of level. Be it job, be it whatever. There always somebody's got to play their role and to stress you. No wonder people get stressed out. You got a boss on your ass. Like I said, remember I said that thing about a boss? You remember that there was a joke what a boss was like a diaper? Okay. Everybody else probably already know. I've posted it out on Facebook before. You gotta, if you want something bad enough to get away from it, you gotta have the conviction. Life is a chance. Let's put it this way. Ain't nobody getting out of this game alive. Okay? So fuck it. You might as well go on and do what you want to do. Try to do what you want to do and quit worrying about what they say, whoever says, what somebody think, how somebody feel about you. All that stuff don't matter. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody that's watching this, including me and Kent, nobody on social media is getting out of this game alive. So, you know, why worry about it? Do what you want to do. As long as you're not hurting somebody else, do what you want to do, people. That's the whole thing about anything when it comes to business. Stop trying to impress people that don't even give a shit about you. People in this industry, in any industry, always, me and my mother got a conversation about this today. She asked me, well, how come you never expressed this and that? I said, because you came from a system that told you that to be successful, you had to be A, B, and C. I never really, honestly, when I think back, I never really complied to all that kind of stuff because I thought, you know, back in the day, everybody was talking about most of the guys that go to St. Charles are so fucking successful. Nobody knew that they got priests, ministers, whatever you want to call over there, having sex with some of them kids. They just awarded this kid $1 million for some abusive priest. Okay? See, we got to get off this mess about calls of this school is that. Like I said, one of the biggest turnoffs on every level for me is pretension. Pretentious people.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got nothing to say to you like that. And there were so many people that when I told them I went to East High, they looked down on that. But yet East High won the N&O championship in 1978. So fuck them, really. Really.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know, it's all that kind of stuff that people like to do. And you just gotta really sometimes tell people, man, go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Folks, don't get caught up in all that mess because some people are not there for you. You need to be with people that vilify you. I mean, not always, you know, they want to see you have good for yourself. Mm-hmm. We talking about my grandmother always told my mother, she told me, treat people like you want to be treated. But don't let nobody walk over you like think you a doormat. Okay? Mm-hmm. And just like in business, we got a lot, I'm gonna be honest, we got a lot of people in network marketing think they shit don't stink. Okay? They got this attitude that because they got a business that no matter what happens in the government, it never affects them. That's bullshit. That's arrogance. That's ultra arrogance. Okay?
Yeah.
We got people that are online right now think because if they don't do this and that, it doesn't have an effect on them. Well, it does have an effect on you. Everything that you do and don't do is energy that's put out. We're always talking about energy. We're always talking about religion and all that other stuff. Religion is probably the biggest fallacy in our country because it's been used so much to control people like so many other things. We're in a, I think what we're in now is a time period of adjustment and cleansing. We got this administration want to talk this stuff about violence in these democratic cities. That violence didn't come from a democratic governor, whoever. That came from day one, 2015, when that fool came down the escalator talking, these people are rapists, these people are this and that. When you set in motion and energy and keep doing it, what do you expect people to do? It's like if you put out that bad energy, you're gonna get it back. Now I know there's gonna be people that hate what I'm saying on here right now, because you know that's who their ideology is. And I think what's happening in our country and all over the world is that there's a cleansing. It's not just physical, it's political, it's monetary. The powers that be are, what's going on here now?
Okay, the video.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. What's
there we go.
Yeah, I know. I see now. It is. They don't like what I'm saying. That's what's going on. See?
It's a conspiracy. Yeah, I know.
There we go. Yeah, I know. I see now. We got a delay here, huh?
Yeah.
They don't like what I'm saying. That's what's going on. See?
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, it's. Why is it still a delay? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, but I still hear the delay.
Yeah, I hear like an echo.
Mm-hmm.
Speaker view. Gallery. Okay. Exit me. Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, okay. But I still hear the delay.
Yeah, I hear like an echo. Okay. No. What's going on here? Let me see what's going on here. That's the webinar. I'll close that out. No, that's not that. Let's see here. Close that out. Okay, that sound. You know what it was? That was coming from Facebook part of it. I had that window open.
Okay.
And that's why I was hearing that echo. Not close that out. But like I said, I remember when I was, we're going through a cleanse. That's what it is. We're going through we're going through I think also a spiritual cleanse. What's happened this week was showing what we're dealing with, what we got to deal with. And there's a battle going on. The biggest problem is that we got the majority powers are understanding that they're losing power, right? So they use every tactic to say these people or these countries or these cities are the problem, where no, it's under your rule. Why is the problem? We didn't have these problems beforehand. We didn't have these problems 8 years ago. We just had problems with, among, but we didn't have all this strife in cities like this. I mean, there was, they had some Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, that kind of shit, but not to the point where it's going on. People are tired, people. People are fucking tired. That's what it is.
Right.
So I know I don't want to turn this into a political thing, but when I do when this whole Sunset Sunday is about talking about life, it's talking about business, it's talking about things that are affecting people all the way around. Now, if that's a problem with you, then you're right. You probably don't want to be on this show because that's what we talk about. Okay? We talk about what's going on in the world. We talk about how maybe some solutions for people. That's what we're talking about. And we're not going to just feed you about business, because you got to understand business is part of life, and life is part of business. And if you don't understand how to deal with the two, take care of the two, none of it's going to matter in the first place. Okay? Politics is business anyway. Business is politics. See, everybody tries to separate the two and don't understand it's all a game. The game of the political game, the voting suppression game. Okay, it's all a game. See, if you never played Monopoly as a kid, you're gonna have a hard time understanding all this, because all this stuff ties into it. I mean, them guys that MLSP, they are right, but there's a lot of guess who I just saw come back online? Steve Rachel.
Okay.
He's been
Okay.
working on something, so I joined a Facebook group. I don't know what he's doing. He's always into something, but I mean, he just like disappeared for like over a month.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
no social media pad. I haven't seen no videos on him, nothing. I mean, he just like, I said, oh no, did he go into the witness protection? I said, what the
Yeah.
hell's going on with folks?
Mhm.
And I said, man, damn, you just like disappeared. We thought you went in the woodsack. I mean, you never know, because with, you know, with these platforms and you telling people what's possible to happen in today's market without always having to go play on the plantation, there's going to be people that don't like that. It's just like folks now talking about this vaccine, and they know god dang good and well they ain't ready for it.
Mhm.
You know, we got all these questions about the CDC comes up with this saying now that, you know, they've been changing their minds about so many different things that is put upon the impression that you guys ain't trusted. If you can't stay with a statement to the people that you're talking to, as they say, you want to get that trust liking thing. Well, how are you gonna get trust liking thing when your statement and stuff is always changing? We here always talk about
Yes. Yes.
talking about out of the plantation, the work plantation, because it's not something. If you want freedom, to time and money to do what you want, how you want, and when you want, you're gonna have to get away from that system. And we've been staying consistent on that. I've been staying consistent on that forever. There are some people like to, they say that, but then they bring up these little, we just talked about it too. They bring up these other things that really have not, it changes the whole paradigm of what you started your business from. And you gotta stay on point for what and why you created a platform to reach out to all these people, and quit worrying about what all these people from here and there are thinking or doing, because life has shown us right now what we've been doing, what I've been doing for the last 10 years, leveraging social media and internet, was the truth. Because this health crisis pandemic has made it so. So there ain't no arguing with me about whether it works or not. Now we're at a point where it's going to really have to work, because anybody with any common sense right now, what was the University of Alabama had over 1,300 cases of COVID, something like that I just saw. See, what is it about some of you people out here that think the only way you can do so that you got to be, it's like marketing. They act like you cannot do nothing unless you up here like this with people, belly to belly. This is the only way you can interact. This is the only way you can learn. This is the only way you can pray. This is the only way you can do anything. You got to be always, you know what? They're never going to get a hold of this pandemic until they tell, the problem right now is they tell them young people, we're going to put your ass in jail if you start gathering like you do. Okay? People are dying out here. I don't want to hear this shit. Well, it's not, it's just a flu. Well, 180,000 people, let's prove you wrong, because 180,000 people are dead, and they got 60 million people, 60 million cases infected in the United States. So fuck all that shit about, oh, it's just a flu. Yeah, people die by the flu, but there's something going on. And then they just got now another case where this guy was reinfected. There was the first case was in Hong Kong. Now we have a case here in the United States. So fuck you people who got this attitude it's just the flu. Really. It's something going on. Whether if China just fucked up and let this shit out, whatever, it's here. And the only way you're gonna be able to deal with this is to shut all this shit off. Stop football. Fuck all the damn sports. Damn Ohio State. Damn UCLA, Notre Dame. Fuck all them schools. Fuck the Big Ten. Because right now, none of this thing matters. If everybody drop dead in the street, you ain't gonna have shit no way. Okay? Let's keep it fucking real. I get tired of people talking about, well, we want them kids. Look, them kids are infecting everybody else. All they're gonna do if they get infected and bring it back to their kid to their homes, y'all ain't gonna have shit no way. They're gonna end up having to call martial law and put some lead in that ass. That's what's gonna happen. Okay? Sometimes I wish it was a damn zombie apocalypse. Maybe it's gonna have to turn into maybe this damn flu or this damn virus is gonna mutate to something else where these cats gonna be turning into something. Damn, would you believe it? I mean, really, it seemed like things have to be an extreme case for anybody that's like, wake the fuck up and say, what? This is not no bullshit. Well, it ain't. It hasn't been no bullshit for 6 to 8 months, and y'all still walking around here acting like it ain't happening.
Right.
The biggest problem, we need to get that motherfucker out of the White House who acting like, and his whole goddamn administration, yeah, I said it, his whole goddamn administration is sending a signal to people like, oh, it's over. We don't have any problems with it. That's why motherfuckers dropping dead in the street. 180,000 cases, deaths, and nothing wrong. You know what?
And they say it could go by the end of the year. It could be well over
300,000. They said. What's going to be really interesting is in the next 10 days after this RNC thing. Yeah. I want to see what happens. Motherfuckers start becoming infected, dropping dead.
Yeah. And I know people are going to say, well, there were folks at the March on Washington rally. But folks, they had their mask on.
Yeah, there's a difference.
In that heat. I don't know how they did that. I couldn't do it personally, but they did it.
I'm not, see, my biggest problem with all this marching stuff, and I said it to my mom, Black people have been marching for 50-something years or more. What changes have occurred besides y'all been able to walk through the fucking front door of a white restaurant or use a white water fountain or a toilet? If that's all the fuck we got from 50, 60 years of that, we ain't got much. I mean, if that's all that was about, we ain't got much. If we hanging on to all that kind of shit, no. It's gonna come a time that folks, the minute gonna hit the fan. Ain't nobody gonna sit up there and talk. See, the talk is gonna get tiring, and the people that keep doing the things they're gonna do, they don't have to pay. They're gonna have to pay the price. You got to pay the piper soon way. And if you don't understand that you're gonna have to pay that piper, and like I said, when I was a kid, my mother told me, you don't hear, you got to feel. And what is coming down the pipe, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be feeling. We're gonna see in 2 weeks. Some of them people are gonna be feeling. And if they don't straighten this shit out, it ain't gonna matter really who get in the White House. People gonna get tired and say, fuck a vote. Fuck this, fuck that. Stop with the bullshit. Okay, because they, you know, somebody needs to, they need to, some needs that, bad to say, but something needs to happen drastically with our police force. Not defunding. Defunding ain't gonna do that. You need to, they've lost, and I've said this before. I remember the time you had that you had to have a certain criteria to meet to be a policeman.
Mhm.
They have let all that shit drop by the wayside, and half of the United States police force, like they're saying in the people, they're obese, out of shape, health-wise. And our police force is that way. You used to have really had to have that as a sheriff, and I'm starting to see the sheriffs falling in the same category, no standards. See, when you start having standards to perform your job, you start looking at it better. They have let standards being a cop go. Every cop that I'm seeing lately got a fucking gut. You can't handle criminals and whatever you need to handle by being fucking out of shape. The only way you know how to do is pull from the hip. See, if that's the only way, that's the standards that they have let dropped. And there's too many of them. They're out of shape. So that's all they know how to do. That's the problem. And we don't start looking at it from that standpoint. It's crazy. It's crazy that folks don't, there's a generation that don't even remember that probably.
Oh, yeah, I can remember back in the day when I was a kid coming up, I didn't see a cop that was over. Even the older ones, they still had to maintain a certain
You
weight.
gotta maintain a certain, you had to maintain a certain height,
Mhm.
weight standard to
Mhm.
perform or to be able to stay on that job. They dropped all that shit now. They let it's like, it's bad to say, when I used to go on a cruise, late 90s, mid to late 90s, they didn't let everybody on a cruise. Everybody couldn't afford to go on a cruise. Now, while you got all this problem with diseases, listeria, this and that, they're letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry, because everybody want this equality. Equality don't mean let every trashy some bitch come in their damn thing. Equality means you have to work, put in the time, what it is to be able to do something. Now they just drop standards for every damn thing. Okay, they let every time they get. It's like college. The value of college, there is none. There was a time that you had to meet a criteria to go to college. Now, if you got the money, they take your money, you let you in there. They let every Tom, Dick, and Harry into college. There's no value in college. It's overblown. It's overpriced. Now, that's why you got over $1 trillion in debt. College student loan debt, because they let every Tom, Dick, and Harry get in there, and then either they didn't finish or they couldn't get a job in the field. So now you got all this student loan debt that nobody can pay back because you let everybody in there. They did the same thing in the housing market. See, it's the biggest problem with all this stuff. It's greed. It's greed, gluttony. It's all that kind of stuff. For you biblical people, yeah, that's what this is. And now we're paying the price for all this shit. And it's spilling over into business. It's spilling over in our business. It's spilling over all kinds of industries right now because the standards have been left to the toilet and nobody's staying within those standards. So when you don't stay within those standards, you can't be productive. Okay? Japan, you have to have at least 3 to 5 years martial arts training to even be a cop. You have to reach, I think you have to reach the first dan or third level of black and brown belt to even be a cop. It's a standard. We got too many cowboys in this society that we call Bamas, okay? We got too many of them damn, we got Bamas, Yahoos, Hill Jacks, whatever the hell you want to call them. They let everybody do shit, and then we wonder why we got all this mess happening. Because we don't got no standards. And it ain't just got nothing to do with being black, brown, whatever. It's just people fucking up. It's people fucking up, and they don't understand what they need to do if you want to get back to some things in society. And then I just saw another post talking about all this deforesting situations. That's another thing that could be causing all these outbreaks and pandemics, because the powers that be don't understand that Mother Nature put those things up for a purpose. Okay? Those things are up for a purpose to help the ecosystems. But we got fat, goddammit, rich some bitches, all they think about is they lining their fucking pockets. So and that's where we're at. Until all them standards gonna come back, till some standards come back within anything, we can forget about it. Really, be honest with you, how I feel about it, we can forget about it. Because all they're doing is causing more problems with not keeping, we fucking with shit that we shouldn't be fucking with, and we don't understand. It's all that kind of stuff. All that stuff has piled up and piled up and piled up. In the universe, Mother Nature, whatever. It's pissed off. I don't know. I mean, we just got, as business people, not just by setting an example about how to make money, but how to have the standards in doing it. You go online, you just got, it's nothing but it's like a wild, wild west, out there now. It's just people don't care. They just want what they want and don't give a shit about everybody else doing shit, and they just keep doing it. We could talk, like I said, we could talk about strategies, doing this and doing that. But it's gonna always end up being you. Okay, if you think it's gonna always be up to us to help you build your business, no. What we looking for too is usually a reflection of how we feel about certain things, and it's kind of getting hard to see that because people don't raise their kids right either. There's a lot of attitude, like somebody owe you something. Don't nobody owe you a damn thing.
Right.
Okay. Nothing free. Nothing is free. If you want something, you're gonna have to put in the time. I hear another thing that got my, like I said about religion and people and their spirituality and stuff. I hate when people and black folks are notorious of this. God will make a way. No, the fuck he's not. If it was that easy, I'd sit on my ass and I'd do nothing. I wouldn't even do this. If God makes a way, okay, I'm just saying. Why bust my ass if that's all you need to do? Well, God make a way. No, he make a way when you get up off your ass and do something. That's the only way that's going to be made. You got to participate. This is your life, people. Y'all guys got to participate in this thing game. God ain't going to do shit. I wouldn't do shit neither. Fuck y'all. He probably saying the same thing. Fuck y'all Negroes. You ain't doing shit and you doing dumb shit. So what do you expect? Somebody said, well, why does he let this? Because y'all keep doing fucked up shit out here. I just saw, what was it on 60 Minutes, that had this guy talking about God let that people have domain and do what they want in the earth, the world, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he said when people do, genocide and shit like that, he said God weeps. I don't even think God weeps. I think sometimes he says, "Yeah, no mom, they fucking up again. They just don't know." But sometimes I wish he intervened. I think he intervened. I think whatever you believe, I think there is an intervention sometimes. It's gotta be. Man, if there wasn't an intervention, we'd be done by now.
Oh, yeah.
We'd been done a long time ago. Okay? Because we've shown over and over we can't really govern ourselves. We got too many. And then the last 20 years, whoo. I don't know, man. That's, my mother asked me, I'm glad I ain't got no kids. Because I know how I will react if the situation that happened last Sunday happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
I am of blood in, blood out mindset. I ain't no shame in my game. Ain't no way. You can't keep abusing a group of people and expect them not to retaliate. Okay? Right. I'm not with that shit. I just saw I saw a post and somebody talking about that people need to comply to the police. I like, this type of attitude comes from a group of people that have always had the advantage of the complexion, okay? Right. In a sort of way. And there's compliance to one group of people and there's compliance to another group of people. There's been people who complied to the cops and still end up dead. So to that person who posted that bullshit, Bafangu, okay? Stugats to that. I'm not with that. I get tired. I know you got a right to your opinion and all that stuff, but when that's bullshit and you still put it, I got a problem with that. I got a big problem with stuff like that anymore. And folks just still.
Oh yeah, I see it on my page too, and I'm like, okay, to the folks who do comply, I responded. I'm like, Breonna Taylor was asleep.
Yeah, what was the compliance that she didn't do?
In her home.
In her home. What did she didn't comply to?
And Tamir Rice was a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old boy playing outside with him by himself. He gets shot down because some dumb puerco sucio don't know what they doing. Okay? What was the compliance shit off of that? See, I am glad I don't have any kids.
Yeah, I have to admit I got two stepsons and my daughter.
I'm being honest how I feel. I'm glad I don't have no kids because I know what I do.
I thought, but so far I haven't had any. I don't know what I would. I know what I would do, especially my daughter, man. But
I'm gonna tell it, and I don't care if this. Y'all can take this as you want to. You touch this woman in here that's 85 years old, I'll be leading all of y'all to hell. Okay, straight up. Okay, I ain't gonna deal with that shit. Okay, I ain't seen posts where these fools in touch beating up on an 85. Man, fuck that.
Yeah,
we all going to hell. Okay, I welcome the devil. Okay.
There's an old Southern expression with some when a death happens that wasn't supposed to. It's like, oh, okay, then somebody else speak on things.
You just don't know. Yeah, we got enough feelings again. That's what we do. Okay. We're just not gonna deal. People shouldn't have to.
No.
Deal with that mess.
And just speaking on. It's a great line, not from the original or not from the one the movie George Lucas had, but the first first Tuskegee Airmen that came on the History Channel. Yeah, and Andre Brower's character said it. It's just basically, it comes down to this: Are we to be Americans only when the mood suits you? A fair chance is all we ask, and that's something you yourselves would demand.
Yeah.
That to me, that sums it up. To me, that sums it up. Not only just to me, just human beings, you know, because that's what we are. Not the 3/5 that was agreed upon.
Well, you know what? They can agree upon a whole lot of things. But even if you look at it at 3/5, that 3/5 is still getting your ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay? Whatever
Definitely.
you want to put it as, whatever you want to think of it as, how you want to label in the Constitution, it really don't matter. But you fuck with that 3/5, 3/4, 1/3, whatever, it still can get in your ass. Okay? Ain't nobody give a fuck about all that shit. Sometimes I think we get caught up in these laws. You know, law to me, sometimes laws are only made for people that make them and that are have the advantage of it. Everybody else, the laws don't even work for them. We've already proven that.
Yes.
Okay, we've already proved this. Already proven that. I don't know how much more of this is going to suffice in this country before all that shit stop and you're going to see shit go boom. Ain't going to be no warning. Ain't no going to be nothing. It's going to come to a time that people are just going to quit talking. And when people quit talking about this or that, that's when you need to be really scared. When a group of people stop, you better be good, better be lucky that some black people are marching. Because when motherfuckers start marching, okay, you can take it as you want. It shouldn't be that way, but you pushing folks to a point where they don't need to go.
Or they're feeling like they have nothing to lose.
They got nothing. When you don't have nothing to lose, just like Vietnam. You ain't gonna go on somebody's backyard because you got tanks, and this is the biggest mistake America makes. The biggest mistake they made in the Middle East. Them countries got 5, 10, 15, 20,000 years on America. America only got a 247-year history. You ain't raising no fucking hell with a 10,000-year-old history. They've been kicking ass, taking names, and not giving a shit. You don't have the history, okay? You don't have the history of Vietnam. You have no history of Asia history. You have no history of India or the Middle East. You cannot go in there physically and say, well, we demand this shit. Man, that Saddam Hussein said, fuck y'all. Y'all made, that's the only way y'all killed him was that way. He said, you're not going to handle us hand to hand, house to house. You ain't going to handle it. That's like, I'm going to let you come on my backyard and kick my ass? No, the fuck I ain't. Then we both ain't going nowhere. You may win, but you ain't going to win either. It ain't going to matter. That's an attitude that a lot of people don't understand, because people, you know, there's a group of people fearful. And I watched there was an old Phil Donahue? Remember him, Phil Donahue?
Yeah, I do.
And somebody, they had, I know what it was, they had Farrakhan on there. And some white woman, she was talking about, well, the way you talk is that you make us fear you. Well, sometimes fear is better. He said, why are you afraid? If you ain't do shit, what are you afraid of? If you're not responsible for nothing, what are you afraid of? You can't be afraid of anything unless you did something fucked up wrong. That's the only reason why you fearful. If you ain't done shit to nobody, you ain't do nothing, no reason to be. And you know, that you that got all these people that just don't understand. And like they just had it on MSNBC today. So what is it? We had all these marches from George Floyd. We've had all this shit, and it's still fucking happening. You know what? If they want a war, if somebody says, "Are we gonna have a different civil war?"
Mm-hmm.
Because
and believe it or not, you know, this is just my take. Believe it or not, the folks who are out there marching. Yes, I'm talking about the peaceful protesters. The ones who are out there marching, not causing stuff. They are doing their best not to stop a race war instead of starting one.
Well, you can't keep talking.
But once they stop.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to get to a point where all this ain't going to matter.
Right, and it might be closer than what any of us think.
Yeah, people are all they do. Quit. My hours is like, quit fucking with folks. Leave motherfuckers alone. Ain't nobody, you know. What in the fuck is wrong with some people? If you don't bring nothing, ain't gonna start being nothing.
That old expression, don't start now.
Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. What in the fuck is the wrong with people always gotta fuck with everybody? Leave fuck me people alone. If you don't fuck with me, I ain't gonna fuck with you. You know, if you're that hung up hard up about some shit, then you really got a problem. I don't get it. You know, I just see that Channel 6 premiering a video. Communities across the country paid tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, they're doing a special airing of Black Panther now, and they're going to do the tributes after the movie.
Oh, the movie's on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, on Channel 6?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. They were supposed to start filming early next year for 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be released in 2022, May of 2022. I wonder what they're going to do, or if they're going to do it now.
Well, rumors are saying if they do the movie, they're just going to, you know, of course, write his character off.
What, that he died?
Yeah.
But then he was supposed to, he got another movie out called 21 Bridges, which is out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his last movie, I think, is supposed to come out.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in the play of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I did a play back in
I didn't know
early 90s. I played Ma Rainey's nephew.
I didn't know you had some theater.
Yeah, I did some stuff out in California. Yeah.
Okay.
But I played the nephew of Ma Rainey. In fact, that was one of the things I got paid for. I got paid for that role.
I got a couple of theater credits. I didn't get paid, but I got a couple of theater credits in my background. I did a little stage acting. The only reason I saw it because I saw it on Facebook earlier.
Oh no, I didn't even know that they were running that on. I'm surprised it hasn't come at like HBO or somebody not showing it. Maybe I might. I know it's on.
Yes, it's still on Netflix.
It's still on Netflix?
Yeah, I think it's still on Netflix.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why they had this bit. They sometimes they get too caught up in a thing about, you know, that thing they had to go for yes. And a lot of people don't understand that book. To go for yes to go for no was not primarily to go for no. They understood that it's like in acting. You're going to be told no. Mm-hmm. You go on audition, you're going to get told no. That's part of the game of no. Mm-hmm. But your whole thing is to go to get a yes. And the misconception to me is that their lack of knowledge of what that's about. And sometimes I get with some people that are older or around my age, they say they've been in this thing this long, and you're surprised that they either don't acknowledge it or don't know it. Or not acknowledging something doesn't not make it so, people.
That is so dead on. And
that's
and there's a lot of that going around, not only in our industry, but just in life general.
I know. I swear, just because
it's not happening to you doesn't mean that it's not happening. That's
right.
a big misconception.
It's just like people act like if you even watched Matrix or Star Wars, and this is Eastern philosophy and beyond. Right now it's dark outside. Somewhere in the world it is light. What people fail to understand, the dark and the light coexist with each other. The dark and the light share the same energy. They're both powerful entities. You have to respect the dark as much as you respect the light. The problem with some people is that they let the dark, or look at the dark, they let it envelop them and take them over. That is the difference. This is the problem most people don't. They just say, well, I'm always in the light. Okay, but you better learn to respect the dark, because the dark has a powerful energy too. People, they fear what they don't, because they always talk about good and evil, bad and this. They both share a same powerful energy. If you were so biblical, you understood that Lucifer was God's most powerful or liked angel. Mm-hmm. He knows all ins and outs of the Bible, back and forth, up and down. You better learn to respect the dark with the light, because they both share the same power. They both share, and that's what in Star Wars, that's what what's the name was trying to tell Luke. Both the light and the dark are powerful industry. You better learn to respect both of them. And that goes. White America has this problem. They get into this thing about, well, this is black, it's evil, they both have the same power. You cannot not respect the dark as much as you respect the light. Because if you don't, the dark can kick your ass also. Mm-hmm. You just need to know how to handle the two.
Right.
America, Western society is fucked up and a little bit arrogant because they don't understand that. Okay? They never understood that. And they still don't understand that. Especially what's going on today, what we got in the White House, we got a dark entity in the White House.
Whatever that was this year. Yeah.
With that being said, we're going to get off of here. You have a great week, rest of your week. We're out. Later.
Wakanda forever.
Duh.